You can do this all in real life, huh?
Yeah.
And this sucks, dude. Let me play.
No.
Whatever, man. Whatever.
Oh. Have you ever heard the story about the guy who tried to assassinate Ronald Reagan?
No.
Alright, so this guy's like a crazy just guy.
Hmm?
He's obsessed and in love with this famous actress from the 80s, Jodie Foster, right? So his idea of, a way for her to notice him and, fall in love with him is he also has to be famous like her.
Yeah.
So rather than, being a businessman or, making a lot of money to be famous, his first thought is to try and assassinate the president, who's Ronald Reagan, to get her attention, right?
Yeah.
So he tries to shoot him. Tries to shoot Ronald Reagan. Dude just barely misses his heart. Like, just barely. Cute little side story here. When Reagan is getting rushed for this life-changing surgery, the surgeon, he's reassuring the president, it's going to be okay, Mr. President, it's going to be okay, and Reagan says, bleeding out, Doc, please tell me you're a Republican, because, he thinks if he's a Democrat, he's going to let him die, because Reagan's super Republican. And the doctor goes, Mr. Reagan, we're all Republicans today. So that's pretty funny. Anyway, so guy goes to prison because, he tries to assassinate the president. That's not a super okay thing to do. So goes to prison. He actually got out last year. And, gets out last year.
He didn't get, like, the death penalty or something?
No, he just got out scot-free. He got out last year, and not the same year, but a couple years back, Jodie Foster comes out as a lesbian the whole time. Lesbian the whole time. So, what an idiot.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, dude, and she kept acting like it was my problem even though I had nothing to do with it. She's insane.
Yeah, it sounds like a really annoying situation, man.
It's not even annoying, it's just I've been going through all this just to get punched right in the face.
That actually reminds me of this story my brother told me about Ronald Reagan's assassination, right? So, basically what happened...
Wait, what does this have to do with anything?
Just listen, man, just listen. Alright, so basically there was this actor, right? The dude who tried to, assassinate Ronald Reagan. He was in love with this other actor, Jodie Foster, But he was like, oh man, I gotta get more famous. So basically what his perception of getting more famous was to assassinate the president.
That's crazy, bro. What?
And it just, barely missed his heart. And so, Reagan was, a heavy Democrat, Mm-hmm. So, in the ER, while he was being taken to the hospital, he looked up at the MET or whatever. I'm sorry, EMT. Mm-hmm. And he was like, Doc, tell me you're a Democrat, please. Because he thought, if he was Republican, he'd just let him die.
Because he was a heavy Democrat.
Yeah. And so basically, all those years, obviously he was survived, and I think he's still alive.
Yeah, because I've never even heard of the story.
But basically, he got out of jail. The dude the actor who tried to kill Ronald Reagan, got out of jail just a year ago. And yeah. And so he gets out and he realizes, or he hears, that Jodie Foster was a lesbian.
Bro, what? Yeah, so all that was for...
Yeah, nothing.
Dude, that's crazy,
I
bro.
know, man.
Dude, I know the best person to tell the story to. He'll get a kick out of it, bro.
Nice.
Alright, I'll catch you later. So. Man, I heard the funniest story yesterday. You ever heard about the guy who assassinated Ronald Reagan?
Yeah, what about him?
So this guy's a famous actor who's in love with this chick, Jodie Foster.
So what does this have to do with Reagan?
Well, this guy thought he'd kill Reagan to pronounce his love to Jodie Foster.
So what happened?
Well, this guy completely misses Reagan. And guess what? He shot the doctor next to him.
What the?
I know, man. The guy completely misses his shot. But guess what? The doctor was a Republican, dude.
Get out of town.
So Reagan just sits there after seeing him get shot. Doesn't give him any aid at all. Like,
That's crazy.
I mean, yeah, he was a heavy Democratic president, so he really didn't care because the doctor was a Republican. But guess what? He went to prison for that. But the day he got out, Jodie Foster came out as a lesbian.
Alright, man. I gotta tell that to someone later. Let's play some tennis.
Let's go.
Oh my god, I completely forgot to tell you guys this hilarious story I heard a couple days ago.
Jesus, Harry. A couple days ago for you was like an eternity.
I know, but it's a good one. So have you guys ever heard of the story of the guy who tried to assassinate Reagan? Alright, so there is this woman who was absolutely obsessed with this man. The story goes that this man despised Reagan, but this isn't even true. He didn't want to shoot Reagan, he wanted to shoot the doctor that was sitting next to Reagan during the speech.
Alright, I'm all in.
Call.
So what did you shoot the doctor for?
Turns out the guy had AIDS, so we shot the doctor who broke the news to the poor kid.
Jesus, man. What happened to the chick?
I'm glad you asked. This is the best part. So he goes to prison because everyone thinks he tried to assassinate the president. Turns out when he finally gets out, Jodie was waiting for him the entire time.
See, now that's true love right there.
I'm glad you said that, because that same day he got out, he told the public he was gay the entire time.
Alright, flip him over.
Damn! And then JFK slipped on a banana peel. And then Nixon spilt the popcorn all over his lap.
And then Obama regrows his ambicular cord.
Ronald Reagan becomes Ronald McDonald.
And then Ronald Reagan starts making out with the doctor.
George Bush sold Barack Obama some weed.
And then Ronald Reagan retired to be the president of the moon.
And then Ronald Reagan became a famous actor.